Welcome to Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. I said I would be doing them on Mondays. I'm going to try at 12 noon and on Mondays and see how that works. So welcome. And today I'm going to talk about being unstoppable in love. I did a seminar this weekend that was very successful. And it was attracting love of deep connection. And I did a series of questions and whatnot around being unstoppable in love. And what would that look like? And when I say being unstoppable in love, I'm including not just intimate relationships with a loved partner. Because there's so many people, they want deep connections with their siblings, their romantic partners, their co-workers, their friends, their siblings, their children. So what was really neat is that the people that showed up, they were from all walks of life. Some were working on relationships with their own siblings. There was all ages there. Some were working on relationships with their children. How could they have, being unstoppable in love? And then other people were working on their romantic relationships. So this could work for everything. So I'm really excited. My name is Wendy Berg, and I'm going to do a series of these, I'm just going to do a series of these, and I'd love your comments, and if you're watching the replay, tell me what you think out of the questions I ask, right? And my goal is that I alter your perception and have you get something of value, okay, in the area of love and relationships, and maybe something you could cause yourself a breakthrough in that area. Even if you're having great relationships, you could even expand them more. And if you're not having great relationships, you might see something in who you're being that causes that to happen. So you ready? So being unstoppable in love causes you to be free to have great relationships, manifest great relationships, be true to yourself and your dreams, and the opportunity to experience fulfillment. So I think that's really important. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. What are you committed to in the area of love and relationships? Like, pick a couple of people, or even just one, and what are you committed to in that relationship? Okay? And are you willing to cause a breakthrough in that area? Okay? I'll make sure that, so what do you want to cause in that area of intimate relationships? And includes romantic partners, business partners, siblings, children, friendships. And what are you committed to in the area of love and relationships? Are you willing to cause a breakthrough in that area? Valentine's Day is coming up. So for anybody with romantic relations, but you can do that for your siblings too. You could do that for a friendship that let them know how much you love them. Valentine's Day doesn't just have to be about romantic relationships, right? So yeah, I put a comment in, who's important to you that you would like to cause a breakthrough in that relationship, okay? And then I want you, when people put some incredible stuff. I did a webinar on Zoom on it and got them to answer in the chat window, and it was pretty cool. People of all walks of life, and I shared a few minutes ago. So I'm Wendy Bergen, and I'm a transformational coach, and I have you look at, I transform your perception of yourself and others one conversation at a time. That's what I'm an expert at. So the truth is, it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. You can experience being stopped and stuck in the area of love and intimate relationships. And you can get unstuck and move forward. You can there's times where I just want to throttle my children, and they're adults, and if I get stuck, I can get unstuck, okay? So here's another question to ask yourself, is what do you keep telling yourself in the area of romance or intimate relationships? It's a good question. What do you keep saying out loud or to yourself in romance and around relationships? Do you say things that excite you and light you up? Or are you saying things that suck the life out of you? Now, this is for couples as well as singles, because it can cover, like I said, business partners, romantic relationships, siblings, children, friendships. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what you might say, and you want a piece of paper because you want to really work at this, and this is to do with romance. I'm too old for romance. I've met a few people in the seminar that said that. All the good ones are taken. Have you heard that one before? Relationships are a lot of work. You can't trust men. You can't trust women. They'll eventually let you down. Are you getting my drift here? Is what you're saying out loud or unconsciously sucking the life out of you? Are you empowered and lit up with what you say, or disempowered? So, make some comments here. And if you're watching the replay, please put some comments there. Because whatever comments you put will contribute to others. So I'd love it if you'd put comments. So I assert that what we're saying out loud or to ourselves shapes our actions, shapes how we be with people. Now I'm going to ask you another question. Are there things that you will not even try because you know you'd probably fail or it terrifies you in relationships? What are the things you won't try? In a romantic one, online dating. You might not try that because of COVID. And yet I've heard of a lot of people getting intimate on Zoom and getting to know the people. Like it's like the old days where you had to get to know them before you had sex. Oh, I said the bad word. It's like, hey, you intellectually get to know them. Do you even like them? Like, have a 3 to 4 or 5 conversations on Zoom. You'll get to know them, and you'll know, right? Whether you want to take it any further. Are there certain moves in the bedroom that you won't do? Now, I don't want to hear about that. Don't put that in the comment. All you have to put in the comment is there's certain moves. You don't have to go into detail there, okay? Are you willing to say what you really want? Or you figure they should guess. If they love me, they should know. Being specific on how you want to be talked to or touched in public and alone at home. You can talk about stuff like that. And if it's with your children, what are you walking on eggshells? Are you making powerful requests? Are you creating agreements? I just had a conversation with my oldest daughter. She wants me to have me use my line of credit because she doesn't have a good one. For 5 years, she wants me to, sign this, put this thing in my name and she'll pay for it, she says. Now, the item is, I think it's worthwhile, but it's like, I said to her, well, I have to look at the document and see, and I want in writing, legal writing with witnesses, when you're going to pay it back. Like she's getting an inheritance from her dad. Her dad's died a couple of years ago and the estate's still ongoing. and she's going to get some money from that estate. Her dad and I have not been together for years, and so I said to her, well, one of my conditions of satisfaction is if I sign this, because I'm borrowing, like I'm agreeing when I sign this that I'm going to borrow this amount of money, that my condition of satisfaction is when you get that money from your estate, that you pay it off. You pay that debt off. So it's not on my credit, because I want to get a mortgage to buy a piece of property, and I already owe for my car. So that extra amount of money on my credit will make me look like I have way more debt than I do. And her conversation is, well, I'm not borrowing the money, I'm just borrowing your credit. Well, hello. Yeah, I want it in writing. If something happened to her, I want it in writing that in her estate it gets paid off. So anyways, yeah, I just decided no. I've had experiences in the past where my children haven't paid me back, so now if it isn't in writing, it ain't happening. So saying what you really want. So I'm going to end it right now. This is being unstoppable in love, and those are the questions I'm leaving you with. What are you committed to? What are you committed to? What relationships would you like to cause a breakthrough in, right? And so what are you committed to in those areas? And what do you want? What are you committed to? And are you willing to do the work to cause a breakthrough in this area? And we're going to go. We're going to continue this next week and on Facebook Live. So thank you for coming. I'm Wendy Bergen. I am a transformational solution coach. I alter your perceptions of yourself and others one conversation at a time. I'm a best-selling author of Getting Unstuck, 30 Ways to Turn Your Limiting Barriers into Clarity, Freedom, and Power. It's on Amazon, digital and paperback right now on sale. So if you want to become unstoppable, I highly recommend the book. I'm also a coach and a public speaker. So thank you for coming to Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. Hopefully you have a week to contemplate. What are you committed to? What relationships are important to you, and would you like to cause a breakthrough? And are you willing to cause that breakthrough and do the work you need to do? So thank you, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much. And if you want to thrive in life, I also have a podcast, Thriving at 60. So if you want to thrive in life, you want to be unstoppable in love. And why you want to be unstoppable in love is because when we're unstoppable in love, it causes us to manifest great relationships. It has you be true to yourself and your dreams, and the opportunity to experience fulfillment. So thank you, and see you next week. Bye now.